Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to From the Couch, our sports podcast, episode 3. It's me, Levi. We got Peter and we got Aiden. Fellas, how are we doing this evening?
Doing good. Thank you.
Doing well. March is officially here, and USA is in the WBC Finals, so all here for it.
Yes, sir. And we got a lot of exciting things to cover tonight. We have officially reached March Madness. Last night, we saw the selection show, and we got to see our reactions to this brand new bracket for the 2026 March Madness bracket. Fellas, what is our reaction to this brand new bracket they've dropped?
Yeah, so I think I'll speak for everyone when I say thank goodness Miami of Ohio got in because ultimately they deserve to get in. I don't care what Bruce Pearl says or what all these haters say. They went 31-0. That's 31 games unbeaten. Even if they lost their first conference tournament game, there have not been many modern teams to go 31-0 in the regular season. Peter, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, just piggybacking off of what you said, Aiden, just want to reemphasize this to a lot of people. Strength of schedule doesn't matter because you can have a good strength of schedule. Aiden, you pointed out, I think just when we were off, not on air, that like Auburn went like 5-15 in like their 20 quad one games.
Yeah, it was
Like
something
it,
like that.
it was something close to that. Like they were for the large part a bad team. Like just because you play good competition does not make you a good team. Auburn was not a good team this year. They had quite a bit of flaws. They weren't as good as they were in years past, and it showed on the court. Shout out to
Auburn was
Miami.
4-13 in quad one.
4-13 quad one. But yeah, it just goes to show that Miami, Ohio deserved to be in it, and for the rest of the field, I do love a lot of these matchups. It really does highlight a lot of the fact that I think there's quite a few teams that are double-digit seeds that can easily get into Sweet 16 this year, and I just love really the way that they organized the bracket this year.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like we all say, the best part about March Madness is the Cinderella stories, the upsets, a lot of the things that we don't expect to occur during this time. But there's going to be a lot of exciting matchups, and I can't wait for us to get into it. And speaking of just everything that we've talked about here, a lot of different hot takes kind of going into this, a lot of different reactions going to that. I'm going to flip it over to Aiden. I believe he had a few hot takes of his own.
Sure do, and I would like to start us off with one that I think is going to be coming in scorching hot. Look for the Hofstra Pride to make some noise in the Midwest bracket. Starting off with an upset over Alabama. Just looking at this team, we have two double-digit scores, both averaging just under 40% from the three, and a solid 7-footer. You know, that's a scary team right there. And not to get into the controversy of the day, but one of Alabama's players did just get arrested for drug possession. So I'm interested to see how that affects the Alabama team chemistry moving into the tournament. So keep your eyes out on that sneaky 13 seed, the Hofstra Pride.
I just want to point this out. Number one, Pride, great nickname for a school team. Great nickname. Love that. Also, too, I think Hofstra is like one of the top teams in the NCAA for, I think, team defense. And if you want to look that up. So
Yeah, let me
I
check it
get
out
like
for you.
it's going to be awesome. I think Alabama's like the top scoring team in all of the NCAA this year. But I think Hofstra has like a top 10, I think, or top 5 defense in all of the NCAA. Like they're great defensively. I love that hot take, Aiden.
They are currently 4th in 2-point defense, and they rank 10th nationally in effective field goal percentage.
That is gonna be a slug match in the first round. I love it.
That is. And then I do have another one ready to fire away if I may.
Go ahead,
I
fire
think
away.
look for Furman, the Paladins. Kind of a sneaky team over there. Made some noise. I think what was it? Was it last year or 2 years ago? I think. Look for them
I
to
think it was 2 years ago.
pull something out there against UConn. That's a team coming off of a pretty bad loss there in the conference tournament. And just sometimes when you lose a game that you feel like you should have, and of course there is the question of whether or not Dan Hurley would be suspended. I'm pretty sure. I believe there was conversation around that I had heard potentially could be suspended for putting his. I don't remember if he bumped into a ref like intentionally, but there was some rumors out there. I don't know if that's true, so definitely fact check me on that. But Furman could be coming into a sneaky 15 with the potentially Dan Hurley-less UConn squad. So keep your eyes peeled on that. I really like the Paladins as well. Another solid team, 3 players in triple digit scoring, as well as a really solid center or a forward, excuse me, at 6'11". So I would say keep your eyes out on the Furman Paladins there as well, as they could be a sneaky team there as well. I'll pass
Yeah,
it over
and
to Levi. Or yeah, Peter,
I'm not
sorry.
seeing any news about Dan Hurley possibly facing suspension heading
Okay.
into March Madness.
I did hear about it. This was after the game. So it must not have been anything that came to fruition about it, because I had heard about it like as an immediate reaction to the game. So it just must not have come to fruition or anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my hot take very, very simple for you guys. Duke is going to get eliminated in the Sweet 16.
Okay.
A hot
Okay.
take.
I love this. All right.
But by
I
who?
genuinely, and that's where I'm kind of looking at the bracket right now.
I think it's
I would
St.
say,
John's.
I think it could. I'm kind of narrowing it down to either St. John's or possibly Kansas. Kansas number 4. I could see them having to face off together. Well, that's the Elite Eight, to be fair, if they wanted to face Kansas. But
No. You're right. That would be the Sweet
No,
16.
you're right.
oh yeah,
Sweet 16.
you're right.
That
It is
would be
Sweet
the Sweet 16.
So I could see Kansas. I could see them get to the Sweet 16, have to face off against Duke, and I could see them losing. I know Duke is. I think we could all say that arguably Duke has been the best college school for basketball this whole year. But
Mhm.
I guess some people always like to say that those high heavy favorites are also the most likely to get out sooner rather than make it all the way. So keeping it simple, I think Duke. I don't think Duke even gets to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, because
That's
I just
interesting.
feel like Duke is like the team where it's like they could easily get bounced out. I'm not gonna say the round of 32, but it's like if they lost in round 32, I would not be shocked because if you remember, Aiden, I think you have to go back to like I think when Jabari Parker was on Duke when they had to play Lehigh, and they just like got smoked
I
by
do have
Lehigh, if I
vague
remember
memories of
correctly.
that. It's been a hot second.
I think it was like 2013, I believe. It's like that Jabari Parker led Duke team, and I mean they were like the heavy favorites going into March Madness, and then like I think they were like a 2 seed if I remember correctly, and they got bounced out by Lehigh, and everyone's like, "Well, the bracket's busted on day one because like everyone was putting everything on Duke to win in their brackets, and then just got busted." So not, I love that hot take, Levi. I think that's you're spot on with the fact that Duke might get bounced out early. Aiden, what year was that? Was that 13?
Um, checking it out right now. That was 2014. That they were upset by 14 seed Mercer.
Oh, it was Mercer. Okay, hey, shout out to the I think they with the Bears of Mercer.
Yes, yep, Mercer Bears, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
That
Shout out
does
to
sound right.
Mercer. What was the year that I was thinking that Lehigh won? They were like a 15 seed or like a 14 seed or something. I think they were led by CJ McCollum that year, if I remember correctly.
That would be the 2012 season, so the season before 13. 30 points
I
by
was
CJ
literally
McCollum.
right smack dab in between of like each one that I was like thinking.
Hey, that's impressive though. That's ball knowledge right there. That's impressive. I mean, I was 8 when that was going on, but I have vague
I was
memories of
about
it.
to
But still,
enter high school back in 13.
um,
Golly, jeez almighty,
so
that's showing my
continuing on
age.
here, I do have one more probably hot take, maybe 2 more. I do have one more though that kind of piggybacks off of Levi's a little bit, and
Go right ahead. Levi, do you have any more?
No, take the floor.
okay, so this one's a little crazy, but watch out for Cal Baptist to upset Kansas in the first round.
I was looking at that too, and I'm like, okay,
I'm just
sure,
checking out. I'm
maybe.
just checking out their roster right now, and I don't know. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. The look now. The hardest part about upsetting Kansas is going to be keeping their star player out of the game. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you can't keep them, if you can't keep Darren Peterson quiet, not quiet necessarily, you have to make someone else beat you. That's going to be the hardest part, is making someone else beat you that isn't Darren Peterson. Um, but it's March for a reason.
You're
And
absolutely right.
and I also love that this California Baptist team is led by a 5'10" senior. And there's just something about that, like you think like who was it was oh my gosh, I can see it. The Wildcats. Oh my gosh. Not is it
Kansas State.
Kansas State. Yes. Thank you. And what was his name? Do you remember his name?
Oh,
Oh
I can't
dear.
remember his name. Like he was like popping up. He was going for like double doubles and like points and assists like each game.
Yeah.
He was like a
And
Chris Paul like archetype where it's like he just like was straight up like he beat you in the mid range and like hit you with
Marquise
floaters.
Noel.
He was just
Marquise Noel,
yes.
5'8", Marquise Noel. And what he did with Kansas State and getting to the Sweet 16, which was an incredible run for Kansas State. Just I don't know, just watch something, just kind of those sneaky small guys, man. Just watch something to potentially, make some noise over there. I'll pass it over to you, Peter, if you got any hot takes.
Yeah, I think my first take, I think it's gonna be this, and I want people to know this very well. There's been one school that has been consistent, that has been in the tournament year after year, and I think they're due for a run. The Akron Zips are due for a run. They got a great matchup. They play a 5 seed in Texas Tech, who have been plagued by a ton of injuries this year. Basically, limped their ways into March Madness, and really, I like where they're at right now because I think Akron can easily beat Texas Tech, and Alabama. They go on stretches where they're either super hot or they just cannot buy a bucket. And I think Akron can easily exploit that and possibly get to a Sweet 16 to where they are probably going to either go up against Michigan or they're going to go up against possibly St. Louis. Because I think that St. Louis is going to be in that matchup. I would say the next one is this. I would not be shocked if we go into this Final Four with only one seed advancing to the Final Four.
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
take. I like that
Yeah,
take.
because I hate to break it to people. I don't like Florida. I think Florida, out of all the 4 seeds, is like the worst one. And that's not a knock on Florida. I think personally, I think UConn is better. I think when I look at Iowa State, I think Iowa State is better. And I just think for Florida, it's like they just haven't like impressed me. I feel like they've just been like meh. They've been there and like they have the pedigree of like being the defending national champions, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them. Michigan, I think that their loss of like LJ Kaysen, I think that that's definitely going to hurt them, especially in the guard play, a lot. And I just again picking back on what Levi said, I just think that Duke, I just feel like they're due for a really bad loss in March because they are seen as the favorites heading into this bracket, and I just don't know. I feel like something just is like off with Duke.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't mind that take at all.
So Peter, you would say that out of all the number one teams that are most likely to get to the Final Four, you predict that it'd be Arizona?
If I had to look at the bracket and predict it, I'd probably say yes because I think Arizona did get the easier draw of the bracket. Albeit, I think the Utah State game between Villanova and Utah State. I think if Utah State wins that, it might get a little scary because I think Utah State can give it to them a little bit. But you look at Wisconsin, Arkansas, potentially BYU. I definitely know that they've been, on the downtrend lately, especially in the second half of the season. But I don't know. I just think that Arizona did get a pretty good draw compared to other teams.
I would kind of, so going with your take there, I'll just say I think if I had to pick only one seed to go, I mean minimum Final Four, I actually would have to pick Michigan because I just think roster wise, that's one of the most complete rosters in the country in my opinion. They can play small ball when necessary. They can play, pick and rolls to a 7-3 guy when necessary. I just think and this is coming as an Ohio State fan. I had to watch them do it to us 3 times this year. One win by 20, one win by 12, one by 4. But still, I mean, just to see the different type of games they can play. Not to mention, I believe the first team in NCAA history or something like that to have like 12 games won by 25 plus points or something ridiculous like that. I just think that and they're kind of due for a good run too. I don't think they've really, not since what Jordan Poole was on the team, have really had a super deep run. So I do think they might be due for a good run this year.
I love that. Well, okay, we're gonna shake things up a bit. We're gonna do a blind ranking. Peter has some things in mind for this. Would you mind sharing what this blind ranking is going to be about?
All right, so we're going to do 2 blind rankings, gentlemen. I'm going to go through the whole field, and the whole field is going to be a list of 10 teams that I have selected. You have to rank them 1 through 10 on how confident you are that this team will make a Final Four run.
Final Four.
Not championship, Final Four
Final
run.
Four. I like that mix up. Yeah.
And then we'll do a second one where we'll go through 5 teams that are also favorites to make a Final Four.
Yeah.
Again,
I like
same thing. Gave me a confidence meter. Again, 10 means the fact that absolutely not. I have no faith in this team making a Final Four run. And then 1 is like, yes, 100%. Okay?
Yep. All right. Okay. I like it. Let's do it.
All right.
Start us off.
First up, we have the Kentucky Wildcats as a 7 seed.
And is this the full field right here, right?
The whole field. The whole field.
This is the whole field. Okay. Ooh, this is tough. That's actually a really tough start. Oh dear. I'm going to put them. Oh dear. I don't know who's gonna come next. That's the hard part. I'm gonna put them smack dab in the middle at 5. Because they do have, it's Kentucky, it's a blue blood. They have, March Madness success in the past. They know what it's like. They know how it is to be here. So I'm going to put them at 5. And hopefully that isn't a big mistake.
Do you and Levi agree on that? Because you're working together on this.
We're working together. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you?
Work
Okay, I
together
thought
on
we were
this.
doing separate.
Well,
Okay, I understand.
No,
Okay.
no,
Personally,
work
to
together.
me,
Work together.
I'm looking at. Man, I
Again, look at the
kind of want to
field. What's in
put
front of
them.
them?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking around. Maybe a 6. So, pretty close to where you're at. But I'm just kind of looking again at their field of who their potential matchups could be. They most likely could play Iowa State in the second round. They have potential to go against number 3 Virginia, and then
I'm
they're
not
most
sold on
likely.
Virginia though. That's the thing. I'm really not sold on Virginia. So
No,
I
I only could. I would say my likelihood. I feel like I could at least see. I could surprisingly see Kentucky get upset. Well, I could see them lose to Iowa State in the second round. So that's why I put it where
I mean, we
I
can
see
rock with
it.
a
But
6, and I mean
but
6
yeah,
is essentially. I mean, we'll put him at
might as
6.
well
So
be
we'll
a
start him
5.
out at
Yeah,
6.
but that's
All
We'll
fine.
start
right.
him at
So
6.
you put them at 6. Next up, I have the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Dude. Oh dear. And things just got even harder.
Nebraska.
Oh dear.
This is not going to get easy.
I told you
that.
this guys is not going to be an easy one, and it's a blind ranking, so you have no idea what I'm going to come through with next.
Okay. I'm gonna lead us off here again, kind of with my thinking. I actually kind of like Nebraska this year. I think they're actually a pretty solid squad. Uh kind of a little shaky there towards the end of the year, but for the most part played pretty consistent basketball the whole year. Also, shout out to them for going on their longest run in school history undefeated. I think it was what? Do you remember, Peter, was it 23 or so games in a row?
I
Like
believe so.
23 and
Yeah, I think
0.
they're 23 and 0.
So shout out to Nebraska and the Cornhuskers for that, because that was pretty insane. Um, I'm gonna put my what I would say, Levi, is if we were if you were going just based off what I said, I
Well,
would
here,
say we throw them
let
at
me
like.
wait, hang on. Let
Go
me give
ahead.
my take first, then before you do it, and then we'll see if
Sure.
we kind of meet in the middle there if we on an
Sure.
agreement. So, but I am kind of with you in your thinking about Nebraska. I think basically right now they have a pretty good road to get themselves to the Elite Eight. The only thing I could see is that maybe in the second round, struggling to potentially number 5 Vanderbilt. I could see that being a close game. And then I know Peter talked about his Florida take a little bit earlier. You could see Florida upset them going into the Sweet 16, but I don't think it's impossible for them to make it to the Elite Eight and quite possibly make it to the Final Four. So I'm personally, for my ranking, I'm
Do we
looking
want to
at
say
like a
like the number at the same time and
same
see if
time.
we're
Sure.
like, yeah,
Let's see if we're aligned.
okay,
Count us down,
you count it
Peter.
out. Oh yeah, Peter, you count us
3,
down, yeah.
2, 1.
4.
4. Ah, okay.
We are
Pretty
I
much sing alike.
In
again,
sync.
I really, really actually love Nebraska kind of looking over them here. Uh, just their losses weren't, I mean, while not the best, I mean, they're teams that, you know, there was one, I think, bad loss, which is UCLA by 20, which is, again, that's kind of what I mentioned with that late season kind of struggling just a hair bit there at the end. But pretty much every team that they lost to is a team that, is a better team. And it wasn't like blowouts. They were all pretty close games for the most part, except for Purdue at the very end of the season, which was another one by 16. But even then, Purdue is a good team. But even then, they had big wins early. They had a big win against Illinois, who's in March Madness. A good win against Wisconsin, against. Not to mention that Wisconsin game, obviously early in the year, was a 30-point win for Nebraska. So just that might be another hot take. Watch out for Nebraska to potentially make a deep run, because I don't think a lot of
There
people
you
have
go.
them on their radar. But go ahead, Peter.
All right. Next up, I have the Missouri Tigers.
Missouri
Mizzou.
Tigers.
Mizzou. Well, right now they're going up against Miami. going forward. They got potential matchups, just as Aiden was just talking about Purdue. Some of the top seeds, Gonzaga, BYU. You know, I don't have a lot of confidence in them. That's just me personally, but just looking with the way they are set up to face off in the West, I just don't think there's a lot of good opportunities. I think there's a lot of actually really legitimate good teams in this part of the bracket. But before I give my number, I'll let Aiden give his take.
I do agree. I think the West is pretty deep. Um, and I just don't really like, even if they beat Florida, I don't like their matchup against more than likely Purdue unless Purdue pulls 20 was it 23 or 4 when they got upset as a 16 or a 1 seed. Um but I just, even if they do manage to beat Florida and then Purdue, then you're looking at a potential matchup with Gonzaga. BYU's a kind of a weird team, but potentially even a Texas or an NC State, depending on who gets through there. So
Yeah.
I'm not very high on them here.
Okay.
You want to?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
7.
9.
9 to 7.
Okay, put it at 8 then.
Okay.
Put it at
Let's
8.
put them at 8. Meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle. Put them at 8.
Missouri is at 8. All right. Next up, we have the St. Louis Billikens.
The St. Louis Billikens. Dear
That's quite
heavens.
the name.
Shout out to Robbie Avila, called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm just gonna get out in front of this, and I'm gonna say I don't think they're making it out of the first round. I don't. Even if they do, they're definitely not making it past Michigan because I'm very high on Michigan. So
I'm gonna say no on that. I'm full in agreement there.
I think we can both then agree. I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them at 9 because I think you have to save 10.
I was gonna say 9 or 10, but I think 9 is.
9.
I think 9 is reasonable.
You have to save.
You never
10.
know. Peter could throw a curveball at us, so yeah, I think that's good.
I think you have to save 10 just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the UNI Panthers of Northern Iowa.
What was it? I'm sorry.
UNI Panthers. UNI.
Northern Iowa.
UNI.
Who are
they matching up against?
St. John's, Rick Pitino's squad, which is a very disciplined squad, very tough to beat squad. They might not even make it out of the first round either, and that's why we saved number 10. But I still want to save number 10.
I do just want to point this out. The Missouri Valley Conference has produced in the last 17 March Madnesses. They are 13-4 in the first round.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. You also got to look at, too, again, even if they do make it past the first round, they're going to have to play either Baptist or Kansas. So
I I've already talked about how I feel about Baptist.
Yeah. But I definitely think, if they didn't get eliminated in the first round, they'll definitely get it in the second round. So I don't even have a whole lot of confidence with them.
I do want to say I think this is a good thing, and I think this is exactly why we're lucky to have 7 saved, even though I don't know that I mean it's a blind ranking for a reason, so I think we throw them at 7.
Throw them at 7. I think that's fair. Yeah.
So we'll throw them in at 7.
All right, UNI is at 7. Next up for you guys, I have VCU.
Ooh. Now, if there would have been any more hot takes that I could have given, it would be that VCU could make a deep run as well. But I won't get into that because we don't have time for that. So I'm going to start off by saying I really like this VCU squad personally. I do think they could make a deep run. I think we need to put them up high in the list. Maybe not the highest, but I think like with what we have left available, maybe right smack dab in the middle, personally.
I'll say this. North Carolina, they're a basketball school, and they always will throw some surprises at us, but at the same time, I think it's really difficult for me to say that VCU is going to upset North Carolina. So therefore, to me, I don't see them standing a chance against
Right
North
now,
Carolina. I don't see them
North
standing a chance
Carolina
whatsoever.
is a 2.5-point favorite to beat VCU entering this
Two and a
tournament.
half.
Listen, it's March, baby. It's March.
It's
That's
March.
the thing.
It is March.
And North Carolina is without their best player for the remainder of the season.
I think we throw VCU at 5.
Yeah, so we do need to still hit our 10 spot because
We
save
definitely
that for now.
we don't put them at 10. I think we
Yeah,
put them at 5.
We gotta save it. So I guess for safety measure, let's put him at 5.
All right, VCU 5. I like that.
VCU is at 5. Next
such an
up,
interesting
we
list.
have the BYU Cougars.
Okay, and that's just not fun
Yeah.
at all. That's really not
You
fun.
have your top 3 in the number 10 spot.
This doesn't help either because BYU does not have their opponent yet. They'll have either NC State, Texas, SMU, or Miami, Ohio. So
I think
no.
They played the winner of.
It'd be Texas, NC State.
Oh yeah, West.
Yes,
yeah,
Texas,
so
NC State,
or Texas.
Gosh
well,
darn
I think,
man.
and I think this kind of goes back to what we were discussing earlier. The West is pretty deep, and it's going to be a pretty difficult run for whoever is in the West. But out of their matchups, it's not impossible. Not impossible for them. I'd love to see them honestly upset Gonzaga. I think that'd be really cool. But I think if they can get past Gonzaga, I think they could personally make it to the Final Four. Personally, I mean, if they somehow pull it off against Purdue, I'll be amazed. So at least Elite Eight or Final Four, I could see them getting that far.
I think you're right. Actually, if they manage to make it to the Sweet 16 and face what is more than likely going to be a Purdue squad, they will probably make the Final Four at that point, unless they run into either Wisconsin or Arizona, which is also highly likely. But I think for the sake of what we have numbers wise available, I think we have to throw them at 3 because I'm not sold on them otherwise.
I agree.
So I think we throw them at 3 here. Also,
I agree.
Another kind of a decently scary squad as well. With I do like their squad a little bit, but
yeah.
All right, you put BYU at 3. Next up, you have the Kansas Jayhawks.
Kansas Jayhawks, one of the probably potentially tournament favorites, arguably maybe top 5 or top 10, to potentially go on and win it all.
Do you trust Darren Peterson to actually play a full game?
Great question. I don't know. To be quite frank. To be quite frank and honest with you, I don't know. When he's on the floor, Kansas is arguably probably one of the best teams in the country, but that's the problem is when he's on the floor and if he's on the floor and if he's not subbing himself out of the game. So, but again, with what we have left, we can't put him at 10.
No, you can't put him at 10. We have 2 and then we have 1. So
here's what I will say, actually, though. This East draw is one of the most unbelievable draws I think I've ever seen in a tournament, personally.
It's pretty stacked.
This is an incredibly stacked East. So they could be seeing themselves with an early exit still, but not enough to justify putting them at 10, I don't think. So
yeah, so
I think we put them
at 2 and 10.
I think we put them at 2.
Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting here. It's gonna be between 1 and 10 now.
This is where things get really interesting.
All right, next up we have the Houston Cougars.
Ooh, okay.
Cougars.
Oh, so yeah, man. Houston. This could be my 1. I think, especially if we're going Final Four. This South draw, personally, I don't think is the strongest draw. I think it might be probably the weakest draw of the 4, give or take. I mean, West is close. West is pretty darn close, but I personally, just looking at it, think the South is pretty weak. With the exception of probably Illinois and Florida, and Nebraska is probably it. North Carolina, again, like you already mentioned, out with their best player. So I think the South's pretty weak. Also, and then another team was what? Were they Final Four last year, or was that 2 years ago?
I think they've been in the final for the last like couple years, if I remember correctly.
So
I think so.
I think this is an insta lock number one for me personally.
Yeah, full agreement there. I don't see any reason why they couldn't go win it all.
All right. So basically, you
And
guys have the
who is
number
our
10
number
spot
10 team?
left. You guys got fooled, bozo, dummies. The last team up, the Yukon Huskies.
Who?
Yukon.
UConn. Hey,
Well,
I'm
UConn's making an
perfectly-
early exit. They're going to lose to Furman. That's what's going to happen.
listen, like I said, watch out for the Furman Paladins, dude. I'm telling you, watch out for the Furman Paladins because that's a scary team.
I'm
UConn
not
is
gonna lie.
cooked.
I was very surprised you guys were that high on Kentucky.
What's that?
I was surprised you guys were that high on Kentucky.
The biggest thing about Kentucky is
high.
I just don't know, because I don't know about Iowa State. I don't know about I don't know if I like Iowa State enough. I don't know if I like Virginia enough.
I don't even think they're going to get past the round of 64. I think they can get upset by Santa Clara.
I agree. I do think they could get upset by Santa Clara, but again, I'm talking about the prestige of the program, right? I'm talking about this is a team that's been there. They know this. That's the only reason that I couldn't justify putting them lower. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, with hindsight being 2020, I would probably argue then they should 100% be lower. But at that moment, especially with them, the first team, especially off the rip, I just couldn't justify putting them lower. But honestly, I'm really not upset with how we did. I actually am not too upset.
I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is pretty reasonable. Other than maybe putting UConn at 10, but hey, man, watch out for Furman because they're gonna upset them.
Paladins,
can't wait to see that.
Team.
Can't wait to see that happen.
Shout out to Furman. Next up, we got the favorites blind ranking they have for you guys.
Yeah.
So we got mind you,
I took the top 5 favorites in March Madness. Again, I don't go on gambling sites at all. I just pretty much saw in terms who was getting selected the most via the tournament challenge as of this recording. So people, if you get mad at me saying, "Oh, they weren't the favorite," I'm just going off of what I've been seeing so far. So whatever you do, don't yell at me. Yell at ESPN Tournament Challenge.
Don't let our thoughts influence your decisions on how you gamble.
Or if you gamble. Or how you do your tournament.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this here.
We cannot support nor condone gambling. All right. First up for you guys, for the favorites, I put down the Duke Blue Devils.
Duke, okay. Oh, man. So this is between 1 through 5, you said, correct?
This is 1 through 5, yes.
1 through 5, okay.
And this is we're saying championship, right? Not just for Final Four.
Like championship. Who do you see as the favorites that could be hoisting the trophy at the end of the year? These are the top 5 favorites.
I'm gonna say throw them at 2. I don't think we need to go too much into that. I think it's just an instant 2 lock.
I don't see any reason why they would not be, anywhere else. 2 seems very reasonable.
All right, so you guys have them at 2. Next up, Iowa State.
What a weird team. Let's see. I think for Iowa State, they lost to Kansas early in the year, and then they proceeded to beat Kansas. They lost to them and beat them, and they lost to Arizona twice. I think I like Iowa State at 4.
4. I agree.
4?
Yeah.
I think it kind of goes back. I think personally for me, I think Michigan's probably the best favorite out of all the number one teams, in my personal opinion. So seeing
Yeah,
Iowa State try to
Michigan's
make
on
it to the
this
championship,
list.
going up against Michigan, I don't think they can stand to get to the championship. So 4, I think, is
All
very good.
right. Next up, I have the Arizona Wildcats.
Why? This is so hard. This is so much harder than I thought it would be. Um,
I
let's. I
think
mean, I
I think they might have the best road to get to the championship. Personally, again, I know we talk about Purdue. Purdue could be difficult, but not unreasonable that they could lose in that. So,
I mean, I would
your
say
thoughts?
almost right down the middle with a 3 here, putting them at 3. Because again, I mean, they're not my pick to win it all personally. So at this point, I'm kind of indifferent. You could put him at 5. I don't think it's a 5 for him. So I'd say put him at 3.
Mhm. Yeah, I think 3 is good.
3 is good.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the Illinois Fighting Illini.
I'm sorry,
Oh
Peter.
man,
I'm putting them at 5,
5.
respectfully.
You're
All
good.
due
You're gone,
respect. It's
bud.
all due respect.
I
Oh
want
yeah,
everyone to know this right
Illinois.
now.
totally.
I want the Balkan block to be looking for these two's addresses immediately. I want them. Do you guys not know about the what the Illinois squad is basically called?
I
What's that?
don't.
They're basically called the Balkan block because like almost like all their stars are from like the Balkan states essentially. They're all
Gotcha.
like most of
Yeah.
them are like European.
I think they're what the number 1 team in Ken Palm offensively, but I don't think that's going to be enough to allow them to
Yeah,
hoist
they're number one
the championship.
offensively in Ken Palm, and I think they're like number like 5 or 4 in terms of like defensive Ken Palm.
I
Peter,
just
do you know
I'm
offhand
not.
when the last time Illinois made it to the Final Four?
That was 2005. I was in preschool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna unfortunately put him at 5 here for you, Pete. I'm sorry.
You both of you will rue the day. All right, and then last up, obviously, you guys did it. I think it might be a perfect bracket. Last up, the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah,
Yeah, in my opinion, I think they should be the favorite to win it all. I think they're when I make my bracket, my realistic bracket, I think they're going to be my pick to win it all. Um, they're just again, I think they're just a really complete team. They can just really do it all. I mean, they just got hoopers all across the board, and their bench is just as good. That's the scary part. Their starters get a rest, and their bench comes in, and you're like, these guys aren't worse. These guys just, they're just starters, but on the bench. They are, but they would start anywhere else in the country. So I just think Michigan is probably my personal pick to win it all.
we we hate Michigan, but
I gotta
hey, we
respect
respect
ball,
their
man.
game.
Gotta
We gotta
respect
respect
ball.
ball. These guys,
Yep.
they're doing something special. Clearly, they're in Michigan, so I don't see why they wouldn't win it all. I do love them as the favorite.
Yep.
All right. Then for the next segment, we are going to draft what we think embodies March Madness. So I broke this up into
We
5 categories. All right.
we
We're
love
gonna
the
pick a
we love like the atmosphere of just
love
the
the
whole
atmosphere.
status of March Madness, and we love the games and how they play out. But there's a lot of factors that really make this special. Peter, take it away to those 5 things that makes March Madness just so special.
Yep. So basically, I broke this down to 5 categories, guys. We're gonna do each one of us is gonna do a draft. It's gonna be snake draft style. We're going to be drafting what we think is the best team uniform, best mascot, most iconic March Madness player, and then an announcer, and then a venue. All right. Again, we can go in any order that we want. Aiden's up first with the first overall
Oh,
pick.
oh dear, with the first overall pick. Oh
Yep, it's
dear,
gonna go
that's so
Aiden,
hard.
myself, then Levi, in that order.
That's so. Oh dear, and I don't even know where to start. Oh, okay. I think. Okay. Oh, I really hope I don't regret this. I think. Oh my goodness. I think for my first overall pick, I'm gonna go with an iconic player. I'm gonna go with Kimball Walker.
Love that pick.
I think I'm gonna go cardiac Kimba. That 2011 run. I was 7 at the time, but I had some friends who were UConn fans that I grew up with and went to school with, and I remember were freaking out during that run. So I'm gonna go
Yep.
cardiac Kimba.
Nice. I love that pick. I remember that side. I think it was like in the Big East tournament at the time on ESPN where like Kevin Walker just hit the nastiest like crossover like from the free throw line. So it's like MJ and Cardiac Kemba just right through the net, which is awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Levi,
So
any
to
thoughts
you
on
now,
that?
Peter, then, right? Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, yeah. Levi, any thoughts?
No, man. Great first pick. I can't say I complain. It's very good. Very good. Gotta have an iconic player out there to really set the tone for that game.
Yep. Okay, Peter, to you for the second pick then.
All right. I'm going to go with the player as well. And I think that this player quite literally helped launch his career to what we know as it right now. I'm going to pick Steph Curry from his time at Davidson.
It's a good pick. It's another really good, that's a solid pick. I love that pick as I would say a Warriors fan, but only because like I mean I don't really watch the NBA anymore, but I enjoy watching the Warriors because I love watching Steph. It's a phenomenal pick. What he did with Davidson is unheard of. Just the other day, actually, I had never like looked too deep into it and saw he literally was averaging like 30 in the tournament. I think it was like 30, 33, and then 36 or something like that. An unbelievable run from him. Unbelievable run from Davidson. It
Yeah,
would have
it
been
helped
awesome if
propel
I
him
could
to
have
like a
looked.
lottery pick,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Levi, what do you think?
I think we could probably have a whole conversation, a whole podcast about Steph Curry, and it's not just what he did for college basketball, but what he's done for basketball in general. He really has shaped the game and changed the way this game is known and how it's to be played. But him starting out in college, just an incredible way. I think it's a very incredible pick. I would definitely go and watch him live there in college.
That
All right, you're up,
sends
Levi.
you, Levi, third pick. Third overall
Now,
pick.
we have our iconic players, guys. These guys are great. This is what we love to watch. We love to see these guys. But I don't think anything gets better than the people who are announcing it. So
Okay.
therefore, for me, I am going to be choosing the announcer for our game is going to be Kevin Harlan.
Oh no, that's gonna be my pick. Oh no, that's gonna be
Go
my next
pick.
pick.
Kevin Harlan, if there was one voice you were thinking about, not maybe in just March Madness, but in sports overall, he is one of your go-tos. And hearing his iconic voice in the way he presents himself, and especially when you get down to the wire in some of these big games for major upsets, I want Kevin on the call. He is incredible, without a doubt. I can't watch a game without listening to him.
Man, that's gonna be my next pick. That stinks. Oh man, such a good pick.
That's such a good pick. That is such a good pick.
Easily like first
Um,
round overall, like 100%. All right, Levi,
yeah.
you're up again.
Yep.
Okay.
Back to you then, Levi.
You know, I'm gonna do kind of weird here. So I'm actually gonna choose my mascot. Um, I want Otto the Orange from Syracuse.
I
That's a
love
good
that.
pick. That's
That's a
actually
great pick.
dude, that's a phenomenal with like what Carmelo Anthony, like you think of
Yeah,
those
it's
days.
Syracuse. I love that.
That's a good
That's
pick.
such
I
a
I
great
just
yeah,
pick.
yeah,
and
that's a good pick.
I'm when I'm looking at like mascots for schools, I love to see some of these more obscure ones and like, okay, this is a little random here. So when you go and I look at Syracuse and I just see they got an orange as their mascot, I'm like, sure, why not? I think that'd be fun. That orange could, I'm sure he could have some fun there on the court during the game.
Agreed.
That is such a great pick. Oh man, those are
Took us
two
to-
fantastic picks back to back.
yeah, it's back to you then, Peter, with the what is it, the 5th overall pick now?
Yeah, it's the 5th overall pick. Dang, Levi really kind of screwed me with Kevin Harlan because I was gonna be a next pick. I guess I'm gonna go with Ian Eagle as the announcer.
That's totally fair.
Yeah,
I
it's a fair pick.
Iron
Like,
Eagle.
I understand some people are just like, oh, like, Ian's okay, but it's like I think like he's been like the voice of college basketball for the last couple of years. He does a great job articulating the game. Obviously, not as iconic as you know, like Kevin Harlan going good and just like freaking out on the sidelines. But yeah, I think Ian's a great announcer.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. He's just
For
classic,
sure.
you know,
He's a
and
great pull. Iron Eagle is fantastic. I love him.
yeah. Oh, so that means it's to me then, right?
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
yep, back to back.
Okay. I think I'm gonna make a little bit of a bold move here, and I'm gonna move over to the jerseys, and I think I'm gonna go with Kansas for
Ooh,
the
okay.
jerseys. Kansas
Yeah.
has some really solid jerseys in March Madness, obviously, uh, over the years. Now the only problem is there's one specific jersey I'm thinking of that I can't remember for sure if they wore in March Madness, but it's like ingrained in the back of my mind. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to my boy Carter for putting me on it, but it's super sick. Has like writing on the inseam there. Very cool jersey. I'm pretty sure they wore it during one of their March Madness runs. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about that. But even if they didn't, Kansas classic jersey, iconic. You know, you just know they're gonna be there. So I'm gonna go Kansas for that.
Love that. You are up again.
Oh, right, I am up again. Crap. I don't know what I have left. I have a jersey and I have a iconic player. So I need an announcer, a mascot, and a venue. Okay. I think I'm then going to go ahead and I'm going to follow in Levi's shoes here. I'm going to move over to a mascot. I'm going to go Sparty the Spartan, Michigan State. I just kind of a classic mascot. I think he's one of the coolest mascots in the NCAA period. Because he's a Spartan, which is really cool. That's just me though. So I think, yeah, you think of some really solid teams. I think it was Carson Edwards, right? No, who was it out of Michigan State? Was that early 2010s teams? You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're
Not
talking about.
Carson Edwards. I can't think of the guy's name. I remember I had a buddy at church that like raved about him how he was going to take Michigan State all the way. They did not end up going all the way, but yeah. So to you then, Peter.
Trying to think of the name of this mascot because I know it hasn't been. They haven't been the tournament for a while, but I don't know if this is a current mascot or not, which is hard. Um, for this mascot, I really don't like this team, but I'm gonna have to pick it. I'm gonna have to pick the Tar Heel from North Carolina. If you guys can look up his name real
Yep.
fast,
Yeah, I got you. It's a classic though.
Ramses.
Ramses, you already found it.
Love that.
Yeah,
Did you wait?
yeah,
Did you
Ramses.
already?
North,
Yeah.
yeah, North Carolina. I think he's one of the most iconic ones in college basketball. Again, he like when you think of like college basketball, you think of like iconic mascots that's just sitting on the baseline. He's up there.
Cassius Winston, by the way, that's who I was thinking of.
Oh, Cash, yeah,
Yeah.
I knew who you were thinking of. I
So
think it
to
was
you,
like his
Levi.
number was like 5 or something.
I
Yeah,
love
he
that.
was nice too.
All right, Levi, you have a jersey, a player, and a venue.
Yep. I'm gonna go with my jersey pick right now, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with the Arizona Wildcats jerseys.
Good pick.
And I guess when you look at both, like Hayden's pick with Kansas and then like Arizona, there some of the noticeable themes is like the red, white, and blue. And personally, for me, especially coming on America's 250th anniversary here, I have just a I'm just a big fan of the red, white, and blue overall, and kind of really just gives me the vibes of like
Mm.
the Olympics, and we got the World Baseball Classic going on. So I just love just seeing those colors on Arizona. I think it's a fantastic look.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. That's a really good.
Yeah. Yeah, their away jerseys were really nice too for a while there, as well as their early 2010s elite jerseys.
So I now have my second pick here.
This is for
I'm gonna
your fourth
actually
overall pick, by the way. So this is your
my
fourth
fourth
pick.
overall.
Yeah, you got player and venue still.
Yeah, and I'm gonna actually go with my iconic venue. I am gonna take Lucas Oil Stadium. I can say from experience, I've been there before. I think it's a fantastic environment. This classic matchup here in the Midwest. I always have just kind of love that, and I can't really complain about Lucas Oil. It's beautiful, and I would go there anytime for a matchup there.
I think it's a solid pick. It's a classic stadium. Can't complain.
Great stadium. Also, great state to play in too. Indiana, they love basketball. Like that is
Yeah, they
like
do.
great stadium, great city. Indianapolis is super underrated because I've been multiple times because I have relatives that live there. Yeah, I've never been to Lucas Oil, but I've heard nothing but great things about the stadium in general. Like super nice, really good area around it. Just really nice. Great pick.
Agreed.
To
I'm
you,
up.
Peter.
Yep.
Yeah, so this pick is going to be kind of controversial because this place has not hosted it since 1950, but it's
Whoa.
still a venue that's standing. It's called the Mecca for a reason. I'm taking Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. That's
I
fair
thought
enough.
about them too. That's
That's
totally
fair enough.
totally good.
Yeah.
To me, like I am of the mindset that I want college basketball games to be played in college basketball venues.
That's
Because I
fair.
think it's just better. I think the quality is better. You're not having this weird like elevated court thing going on. And I think Madison Square Garden, like everyone likes it, and I think that overall, like you're in the Big Apple, like Madison Square Garden, New York is a huge basketball city. I think that it needs to go back there at least for a year in the future.
I
I'll
think
give
it's
you.
funny to say that too, just because having these games hosted by a football stadium, it always reminds me of the meme people talk about. You're sitting in the nosebleeds and you're like, "How was that not a foul?" You can hardly see the game, so it's totally fair. It could potentially maybe they need to preserve it to an actual basketball arena, but I see why they do that just for, of course, having the numbers
Yeah,
and
for
attendance and
ticketing.
stuff, but. Madison Square Garden, though, undoubtedly one
Great
of the
pick.
most iconic basketball venues of all
I
time.
will give you a hot take on that. I actually really like the Risen courts. I think they look really cool. Even though it's definitely a risk to the players, I do think it looks cool.
Like
But
I think it was like a few years ago that Texas Tech, I think they were playing UConn, if I remember correctly. And you remember the elevated court where it's like like one of the panels on like the hardwood like came up because it was like elevated, it was like
yeah,
on traditional concrete. Yeah, I just think that that's like a huge like red flag problem. But I,
definitely.
I just
Yeah,
think that personally for me
definitely.
just imagine like the fanfare going on outside Madison Square Garden for like a Final Four.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so then it's on to me. I have 2 picks left, and I need what? Venue and announcer, right?
Correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with my venue here. I'm gonna go with what was previously known as Reliant Stadium is currently known as NRG Stadium.
Energy Stadium,
Um,
nice.
the specifically, I'm gonna be specific about it just cause the 2011 rendition was super sick with like the mid court, like how it looked. The mid court logo looked super sick in my opinion. So I think I'm gonna lock in NRG Stadium there.
I'm surprised they didn't
Any
go with the Alamo Dome
it
that
was
was
it
there.
was it was a choice, but I don't know. I don't know. I really like I just really like the look of it, to be honest. So then finally here I'm gonna go with my announcer. Oh, this is a hard one. I think this is so tough.
There's still some really great names in the sport.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm going to go with give me Jim Nance.
Jim Nance.
Oh, the recently retired Jim Nance?
Yes, that's right.
Wait, he retired?
Yeah, he retired from calling the games last year. Last year was his final year calling games.
Classic.
In just basketball purely?
Yeah. Well, just March Madness.
Okay. Just March Madness.
Just a classic voice of sports. I think he's a legend. Just classic, you know. Can't beat the classics.
We love Jim. We love Jim.
We love Jim. All right, I'm up. I got jerseys left.
Tough one there.
It is tough. There's so many good options out there. Is a problem.
Yeah, it is very tough because I was leaning like I considered Oregon in there, but like
but but when people think about college basketball uniforms,
right, Oregon, exactly.
It's like they think of like their football unis and not their basketball unis.
That's true. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I think Kentucky. Like I understand, like some people are thinking, like, oh, like why didn't you go with like Duke or something? Like, I just can't get behind the shade of black that Duke has. Like, I just think that like black is an okay color for a basketball uniform, but I think that like, I like Kentucky, like their whites and their blues. They just like work really well. I do like the checkered that they got like from like the between like the armpit going down like the jersey to like their shorts. I think it's a great look. And I think when Kentucky's good at basketball, like those uniforms just pop like super well.
Yeah. I do want to give a quick honorable mention to North Carolina. I love the powder blue jerseys specifically. I think they look super sick. And their black jerseys that they have, also super sick. So I just wanted to throw out a little honorable mention to those two.
Yeah, I was thinking about Carolina, but the problem is I already took Ramses, and I didn't want to go like back to back on Carolina.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good point. Okay.
Well,
I believe that comes down now to me, and I have to choose my iconic player.
Oh yeah.
For college sports, I feel like it's just a given here. There's a no-brainer that undoubtedly one of the best college basketball players all time, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant.
That's
for sure.
Solid pick.
Sadly,
I don't think I need to say anything about this guy. This guy has an incredible resume, college and NBA, of course. But along with college, he was incredible in college, and just love what he's done for the sport.
Yeah, I personally would have done Jimmer Fredette because like he had that, was it like that big run when he was at BYU? Aiden,
who was it? I'm sorry, what was it?
Jimmer Fredette.
What about him?
Didn't he have that huge run with like BYU a few years ago where he was like dropping like 30 plus points a game?
Jimmer Fredette was a dog. I'm pretty sure he was a sharpshooter. He was like he was like the sharpshooter before sharpshooters were a thing. So are you saying though KD ran into them? Are you saying?
No, I was just saying like I was just surprised that Levi didn't go at Jimmer Fredette.
Got you. Okay, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, because he was like
my pick alone purely because I know he didn't win in the national championship. I didn't get there, but I kind of speak alone just on his stats and the way he performed really during his time in college. Kind of already, it seemed like to me he was already set up to be an NBA All-Star.
Yeah,
right before he
26 essentially points per game as a freshman is kind of unheard of. From a freshman, especially in college. So I understand the pick. I definitely understand the pick.
So you can make arguments about national championships, but hey, sometimes those stats those really do mean a lot.
Yeah.
I just want to point this out.
Well, with that, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And we're back. We had a little communication issue with Mr. Peter here, so
Yeah, sorry everyone. My internet just decided to like die for like a solid like 2-3 minutes. I'm just like, I was just speaking. Levi and A were just like, "Well, where are you at?" And I'm just like, "I'm here in the session." So,
all right.
But yeah,
well,
I'm back.
So we're gonna let him finish his thoughts you're talking about with this draft. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that I was surprised that you just didn't go with Jimmer Fredette from BYU. I looked up his stats. I completely forgot about like how crazy he was in that 2010-2011 season. He averaged like 29 points a game as a senior, which is crazy.
Jeez. That is
actually kind of insane.
That is, yeah. I mean, like I think if I remember, like wasn't like BYU like an 11 seed? Like he was like popping off in.
I don't remember his senior year. I'm not 100% sure because what that was.
Look up the 2011 March Madness. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 7, I think. Yeah, 1 sec. Let me get that up for you here.
Man.
Yes. BYU. Wait, 2011. Wait, sorry. Is that 2011-12 season or 2010-2011 season?
2010-2011.
2010-2011. BYU isn't even in the list here.
They didn't make it that year?
No, I don't see him on here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's split into a different. No, I'm sorry. My bad. It was split. It was split differently. I didn't see because I'm on basketball sports reference. So
they were a 3 seed that year.
Excuse me. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were cooking.
Yeah, they were doing good things.
So
they were. So I just looked up. They were a 3 seed that went up against 14 seed Wofford, then Gonzaga when they were
and then they lost to Florida. They lost to Florida by 9 in the Sweet 16. It looks like, or is that the Elite Eight? Yeah, Sweet
overall,
16.
I'd say this was a pretty good draft. I'm pretty happy with all my picks.
I agree. I think that was a really solid draft from the fellows.
I think my favorite pick was probably picking Kevin Harlan, no doubt.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
I think my favorite pick was you picking Otto the Orange. That was a great pick.
The Orange, love that one.
That's a fun pick right there.
I mean, it was just like you don't think of Otto the Orange outside of basketball season.
Yeah,
probably not.
No, fun pick.
And I live in Florida too, so like oranges are well known down here. So it's like, man, I could take an orange.
But everyone decide in the comments section or on social media, decide who won this draft. Was it Aiden, Levi, or myself? I'll just go through the picks one more time. Aiden picked Kansas's uniforms, Sparty the mascot, Kemba Walker as his iconic player, his announcer as Jim Nance, and he picked NRG Stadium for his venue. I had Kentucky's uniforms, Ramses from North Carolina, Steph Curry as my iconic player, Ian Eagle as the announcer, and Madison Square Garden as the venue. Levi had Arizona as the uniforms, Otto the Orange. I still cannot believe that combo between Arizona and Otto the Orange. I love it. Followed by Kevin Durant as the iconic player, Kevin Harlan as the announcer, and then Lucas Oil Stadium as the venue.
Love my Kevins. What can I say?
Love your
Kevins.
A lot of Kevins, yeah.
Shout out to Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin. We love it.
Shout out to Kevin.
We love Kevin.
Well, folks, at the time of this recording, there's been a shakeup in the World Baseball Classic. Venezuela has upset Italy, which means we are now set for a USA-Venezuela championship game here.
Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable, especially considering I don't think Venezuela was really especially after beating Japan. Let's start there. Holy smokes, what a win to beat Japan.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think anyone expected them to do that. And then to move on and beat who'd they play today? Was it wasn't
Italy.
Korea, right? It was Italy. That's right. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
When a really, really hot Italy team too, not just any Italy team, like a super hot Italy team, to go out there, get a good win like that, it's got to feel really nice for the guys. So yeah, I'm really impressed.
All right, can we get a sad moment of like Italian hand gestures for Italy for 1 second?
Sadness.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. That's one spicy meatball.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Venezuela. I mean, like they slayed the dragon essentially in Japan because they were the favorites heading into this, and then to beat Italy, who was the red hot team heading into the semifinal, and now you get to go up against a juggernaut in the U.S. Like you could say, like they're on a Cinderella run right now.
They are on a Cinderella run. That's true.
Yeah, because I think like Ronald Cunha is on the roster.
For Venezuela,
yeah,
I think you're right.
Like Ronald Cunha, and I'm gonna be interested to see like who's gonna be like the starter for US on. I think it's not tomorrow. I think it's like the day after. I think it's Friday, not Friday. Wednesday.
You say the star for the US roster?
Yes,
or did you say the star for
the starter?
Oh, the starter. Oh, starter. Yeah, sorry. It was I think the starter. Well, I mean, it just depends actually, because Paul Skeens just pitched and pitched what 7 1/3.
Oh no, they play tomorrow. My bad. Apologies. They play tomorrow.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I think Paul Skeens just pitched what 7 1/3 or something like that. Something ridiculous. Something or did he only go 5? I don't remember. Or I think it was 5. I think it was 5 1/3. So I don't see him obviously playing at all. That leaves what Kershaw, who won't play because he's like 50 billion years old. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the projected starter is. I can look it up real quick to see if they have one.
I think it's Nate McClain for US is what they have right now on ESPN.
That's interesting. Nolan McClain.
Nolan McClain, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, so this is gonna be a really fun ending here for the WBC. Hopefully our US can get it done. But yeah, it's gonna be quite a fun ending, I'd say.
We need to see them come out on top. If we don't see USA come out on top on this, I'll be genuinely disappointed.
Yeah, Paul Skeens pitched 4 1/3 inning against Dominican Republic.
4 1/3. Okay, so that was an inning off.
Yeah, but yeah, I again, like this has been a fantastic WBC. I think that we can all admit that this has been like one of the more entertaining years that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this Venezuela roster is scary though. Like they got Eugenio Suarez, Ronald Cunha, Jackson Churrio. Definitely Ezequiel Tovar is solid. Definitely going to be a very Salvi and William Contreras. It's going to be definitely it's going to be a very fun championship game.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres is on the roster. William Contreras. Yeah. Forgot about him.
Yep. So definitely going to be a very, very fun game there.
Do you guys have like a quick score prediction where you can see this game go?
Based off the U.S. Dominican game, I'm gonna go with like a 4-3 type of game. I think I'd say 4-3 or 5-3 U.S.
I think this is going to be a game where I think runs will be scored. Actually, I think that this is going to be a high scoring run game.
That's valid.
I think it's going to be. I think a 10-8 ball game.
I like that. It's gonna be a fun ball game.
It's gonna be a fun ball game in Miami. It's gonna be a ruckus environment because I think this will be a very back and forth type of game between these two clubs.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's definitely going to be a very tightly contested ball, especially again when you consider just the I mean, Venezuela is not too far from Florida, so the Venezuelan team's going to travel really well, like fans-wise. So it's probably not going to be like an all US, stadium. It's going to be a very contested stadium. I mean, I think they said in terms for like the US Dominican game is like 60-40 potentially Dominican fans. So I think it could be a potentially hostile crowd for the US. So I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
gonna be a great environment. I'm really excited to see the final tomorrow.
Yeah,
USA, baby. That's all we care about.
that's right.
USA. Cannot
USA,
wait.
baby.
Well, I'm going to be bringing back this week our couch rating. I got a couch for us this week, fellas. Check it
Very
out.
good. Missed it last week. Very good.
Yep. Ooh.
What are we thinking here? How do we feel about this couch?
I'll lead us off, I guess, really quickly in saying this couch for me is like a solid. I mean, this is just a solid 9.93. Are we doing like just random, like, does it have to be an even number, like a, you know what I'm saying, like a
I mean,
like 9, 5,
You
10?
can go whatever you
use
want.
your own.
Okay,
Use your
yeah,
own.
I'm going like a solid 9.3. Like I would sit on this couch any day of the week. Like, and
Dude,
I love
could
the
not only
O-shape.
sit on this
It's
couch.
yeah,
I could sleep on it.
yeah,
You can
that's real.
sleep on this. I mean, these are one of those couches where you have a party, like you can have plenty of people sit there chilling, talking to each other, relaxing, be a lot of fun. And then at the same time, when you have like a sleepover, oh man, you could fit quite a few guys on this couch. Like this is a top tier couch. I personally, I mean, I'd give this one a 10. I want this one in my house.
I do like that one end on the couch that's like completely shot out, and you can just like lay on it like it's an actual
Yeah.
bed.
Yep, I agree.
I will say this right now though, the only gripe I do have is the fact that there is no place like place drinks on there.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a fair gripe. That's a fair gripe. You got to get a
that's
nice
why you invest in table stands right next to it.
Yeah, gotta get a nice coffee table there.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
if there was like a cup holder like in like each one of those like couch slots, kind of like one of those like coverable ones, like they like.
You're right.
You know what?
You're right. You're right. That's peak right there. I'm gonna actually drop my number to a 9 now just because of that.
I'm gonna give mine like a solid like 8.7.
That's a fair rating. That's a fair
solid like
8.7. I can't.
Again, a nice nap on a couch. There's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue against that. That's a very valid, reaction, or a very sorry, not reaction, but reasoning. Very valid reasoning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Solid 8.
Well, we got a lot coming up here on the radar. We'll be back with our next episode. We'll kind of give our reactions to the WBC Championship game. We obviously got a lot to talk about with March Madness. A lot of fun stuff coming forward. But guys, what are we watching out there?
March Madness, baby. March Madness in 1 day's time. I'm pretty sure the game started on the 17th, right?
Do you guys have a team that you want to follow other than our favorite teams?
I'm gonna be following. Actually, it's a good question. I guess I didn't think about. Well, I'm gonna follow kind of because I put it out earlier. Furman and Furman Paladins, man. Let me tell you, it's Furman Paladins, man. It's a tough squad over there. Scary squad, even. But
I have a team that I'm gonna be following because I think they could make an easy deep run. The UCLA Bruins. I think that team can make a little bit of noise in March Madness this year.
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna shout out to my boy Seth Sarche. He went to Wright State and they get to play Virginia in the first round. I'm gonna be watching them.
Salute to Wright State. Salute.
Let's see
him go far. Salute.
Let's see him make a deep run right here. Let's see that happen.
That would be nice for them.
All right, let the chaos reign, baby. It's March.
It's March. Chaos is begun. We cannot wait. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you continue to watch this far, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you guys look forward to in this March Madness run. pick some of your favorites, and we just can't wait to see where it's going to take us. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and we just appreciate everything you guys are doing for helping us out. So we thank you, and we can't wait to see you guys here in our next episode. So until then, enjoy your sports, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
See you, boys.